What's up everybody, we're back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to reveal to you guys the other fish that we got with the arowana. If you go back a few videos, I was talking about how we're going to get more than one fish, but I never actually showed you what the other fish was. And that's just because I wanted to give that fish its own highlight, own episode, just because I'm going to go into a bit of detail about this fish. So, stick around, leave a like, subscribe, ding the notification bell, and follow me on Instagram so you guys can get updated more regularly. Now let's go ahead and get into today's video. So the fish that I went ahead and I got along with my arowana was a Midas, also known as Amphilophus citronellus. Amphilophus citronellus. This is a large cichlid, a large growing cichlid that is found in Nicaragua and Costa Rica. And this fish is you're likely to get an aggressive fish, so let's put it that way. You'll be very lucky if you don't get an aggressive fish. And I think that this guy is an aggressive fish. So in this tank behind me, we have my flowerhorn flame. He's kind of a bit torn up at the moment because he's been getting into it with my Oscar Daisy, who's up there. Well, she's moved, she's fast, there she is. So she's been having some issues with Flame, and Flame I think has been chasing her around, so they've been nipping at each other. This Midas will kind of do the same thing. So they're quite aggressive with other cichlids. These guys at least, the Oscar and the flowerhorn, seem to leave everybody else alone for the most part. I think the flowerhorn might get into it with the giant gourami, but other than that, I think other aggressive fish are the main fish that you're going to see fighting with each other. Otherwise, you're not really going to see much going on with these guys. So the initial plan was to actually put the Midas in with the arowana. That's probably not going to happen because the other cichlids in there, the Malawi cichlids, are much smaller. The Viejas and Spilum that I've got in there are much smaller, and I'm very certain that if given the chance, the Midas will go ahead and kill them. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run a little clip of the Midas looking at its own reflection, and you can kind of see how aggressive it is to itself. You know, if given the chance, this fish will kill its own species. So yeah, let me quickly run that clip for you. Whew. And so as you can see, he's quite an aggressive fish. Now, when you buy a Midas, you can get one of three fish. You can either get a Midas, a red devil, or a mid devil. So a Midas and a red devil look pretty much identical. It's very hard to tell the difference unless you're an experienced fish keeper. I myself am not experienced with red devils and Midas. This is my first Midas, but the people that I bought them from are reputable when it comes to South American cichlids, South American, Central American cichlids. They're very reputable, so I fully trust that these fish are Midas. They also sell red devils, which is the other species of fish, that they look exactly the same. They come in different colors, so both of them come in a white, an orange, a reddish. Sometimes you'll get a full orange, sometimes you'll get a patchwork color, sometimes you get a full white, sometimes you'll just get very small bits of black in the fish as well. So it's very difficult to tell just from color alone and body shape, because they look exactly the same, which fish is which. You have to look at the jaw and like the slope of the forehead, and that's how you're supposed to determine what's a red devil and what's a Midas. Now I mentioned a third fish. That third fish is a mid devil. And because these fish look so similar, and because cichlids in general hybridize quite easily, these fish have been, whether it's intentionally or unintentional, it's not clear. It's most likely going to be an unintentional hybridization of the two species to make the mid devil, which is a Midas mixed with a red devil, and it makes it even more difficult to tell the three apart. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a Midas just because my sellers are reputable. They're very, very good when it comes to cichlids. They get Trimax, they get Dovi, they get all these other American cichlids, and they know their stuff essentially. So I can't put him in the small tank is what I'm trying to get at. I'm going to run a clip of what happened when I put the bag in the water, and you'll kind of see him and the parrotfish having a little standoff. It's hilarious, but it is a cause for concern because obviously if he's going to do that to the parrotfish, what else is he going to do to the other fish? Parrotfish is not a small fish in that tank, it's one of the biggest fish in that tank, so it gives me cause for concern for the smaller fish's safety. That's why I'm going to go ahead and put him into this tank. This tank has a severum, it's got my tinfoil barbs, so it's got a range of massive paku, tiny severums, so there are big and small fish, there are a mixture of peaceful and aggressive fish, there are some rocks in the back that fish can hide in. Daisy hid behind those rocks for a good 3 or 4 days when I first put her in the tank, and now she's out and about. So I'm going to go ahead and take a chance and put him in this tank. Obviously, I have 3 empty aquariums that I'm running at the moment, so I can move him back into any of these aquariums if I have to and try and find him a better home. But I really would like to have this fish just because of the colors they do produce and the personality that they have. The personality that they have with a person, very weirdly way of phrasing it, very weird way of phrasing it, is amazing. You know, they'll come up to the glass. Most of these guys have great personality. In fact, I can feed the arowana, I can feed this guy, I can feed the flowerhorn, I'm getting Daisy onto it, I can probably feed the paku. Most of the big fish I can feed out of my hand. These guys know when it's feeding time, they know who I am, they're very comfortable with me. As you can see, they're all coming up to the front of the glass because they think it's food time. I did feed them already, so we're not doing a feeding today. But yeah, I'm going to take my chances and see how he does in here. I'm thinking I might put a PVC pipe in, but I don't think I have a PVC pipe big enough for him to hide in. Because my main issue is obviously I don't want him to get into a fight with the flowerhorn. You probably can't see, it's not in frame. But I also don't want the flowerhorn to get torn up by him because he's kind of beat up on one side. He's got like a pock mark there, he's got some scratches. I don't really want him to get any worse. But they're cichlids and that's probably what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy, I'm going to drop him in and you guys can kind of take a look at him. So I'll catch you guys in a sec. Okie dokie, see if you guys can get a good look at him. He's really nice, he's got some nice oranges, some whites. I don't want to start. Yeah, okay. Maybe not the best way to start it off, but as you can see, he's a very pretty fish. Let me go put him in. Hey, that's my finger. So that probably was not the best. That probably was not the best introduction to this tank. Unfortunately, he jumped out of the net. He looks alright, he's not too beat up. Good thing is obviously when I tried to put him in, this guy decided to go for my fingers instead of him, so you know, hopefully he'll be doing alright. He doesn't look to be scratched or in any sort of damage because the drop wasn't too bad. Literally, it was from here to that stand. We can't really see it very well, so it wasn't a huge drop. But there he is. He's next to the severum. He's not huge, but you know, it's only going to be a matter of months and he's probably going to be bigger than this guy. These guys do put on decent size quite quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits in and obviously how the dynamics change now. But that is pretty much it for today's video. I look forward to kind of seeing how this guy fits in. He's quite small compared to the rest of the fish, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. He's feisty, nothing can actually eat him in here. It's just how he's going to interact with the severum, the flowerhorn, the giant gourami, and the Oscar is what's going to be the real issue, because none of them can eat him, but they might be able to kill him if they feel particularly malicious one day. So I will kind of keep you guys updated. Just for an FYI, I'm filming this the day before this video comes out. I filmed the Arowana video over 2 weeks ago, so he has been quarantining for 2 weeks. I didn't just take him and then put him back into this tank within like a matter of days. Just so you guys are aware, I did quarantine him for 2 weeks and he looked completely healthy. He's been eating well, so I'm not worried about him at all introducing him into this tank. So, like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I'll be doing updates on him for February update. You guys will see that in a couple of weeks. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys are keeping safe. As always, peace out.